Bitcoin today on crypto bubbles looks so good. I mean, the entire crypto market looks so good. But today, if you say you have to look at the daily time frame, of course, these cryptocurrencies have been doing bad. If you look at the weekly setup, I mean, they have been doing really bad because of that massive dump we experienced. Asta alone is down to minus 25%. XPL is down minus 25%. IP is down. Like almost everything is down to an extent. But if you look at like the 4 hours time frame and daily time frame, you're gonna see that at least there are some coins here doing well to an extent, not that bad. If you look at these, but overall, you see that we see more red than green. No wonder Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is showing fear today. Yesterday it was extreme fear that was 24%. Today is 27%, which means some greed is coming back into the market, momentum getting back in the market. And the crypto market cap currently is at 3.67 trillion. It's up 0.78%. Bitcoin is currently trading at 109,000, Ethereum at 3,850 dollars, BNB 1,091, and the rest you can see down there. In today's show, guys, what I want us to basically look at is simple. I want us to look at where Bitcoin is currently and where Bitcoin is going to go next. Are we going to experience Bitcoin dump or pop? I'm going to show you guys key areas that we cannot ignore. We must make sure we take advantage of these key areas. If you are holding any altcoins out there, this show is not guide you whether you should keep holding it long term or maybe you sell and cash out your profit while waiting for the next move for Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin is not going to give you that signal, whatever you are doing with your altcoin, they are going to dump back to Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin will eat all your lunch. So this show is just to guide you what you should be looking at before you get in long-term Bitcoin. And today I'm gonna give you guys some trades. Let's say we see something in the course of this live stream. I'm gonna tell you guys where to buy and so on. But I have my trade set up already for Bitcoin, and when it hits, I'm going to start enjoying the stuff. So if you are new here, you are welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, you are welcome. You know the drill. Go right now and smash the subscribe button early. I mean, help the channel reach out to more people. And those of you who want to learn how to trade, I have launched a free trading session for anyone out there available to take advantage of it. It's going to begin next month. Registration are ongoing right now. The link is found below this video. Go there and register. You don't want to miss out on this one. This is going to be one of those training that take you to where you want to be. And those of you who want to trade any of these coins that I'm going to be talking about today or Bitcoin, you can trade this on Bitfinex, Wix, or Mex Global. The links are found below this video. They are affiliate links. So make sure you support the channel by using those links. Now, let's dive into our sauce for today, our flavor. Let me first of all show you guys something that I have been looking at currently, and this might change your perspective as to how you look at your altcoin. Now, look at where we might see Bitcoin dump. It can dump to $106,000 that's the most recent zone it can dump, and it can dump right down to 104,000 or $103,000 price point. Okay, these are the most visible range we see here on the weekly setup, like for the next 7 days. Now, if we look at the daily setup, the liquidity for the day, where are we seeing liquidity currently? It's important you see this. Like, look, we have liquidity around $112,000, right? It's not any significant liquidity, but look at around $106,000 for the day. We have lots of liquidity here for the market makers to push price to grab, more than above here. So if they can spike above to $112,000 and you see rejection here around this price point, note that they want to come down to hustle this liquidity here. And if they get here, they can easily get down there to $104,000. So this is the warning, the first warning you need to put into into your brain, into your mind, that this is what might happen to Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is gonna take this dip, then your altcoins are gonna follow suit. Your altcoins are gonna be doing the same thing as Bitcoin. Okay, if your altcoin is pumping, they're gonna dump back to Bitcoin, as I mentioned earlier in the at the beginning of the video. So now let's get to proper price action. So this is Bitcoin now on the 50 minutes time frame. So let me just give you guys, before I even give you the trade, let me go to analyze Bitcoin first on the daily time frame. Then we see what we have on the weekly time frame. Not I've done the weekly setup already, so I'm gonna. I think I don't need. Done it. No, I didn't do live video recent like this week. I think so. So let me just do the weekly setup. Let's see what we have for the week. Okay, so based on this weekly setup, okay, we are still below the 5 day and the 13-day EMA. The 5 day have crossed the 13-day EMA, which is bad. It's bad. Okay, this is one of the it's one of the concern you should be having, and this weekly candle has already kissed this all of this moving average, meaning the direction can be even further downward. Okay, and remember I told you guys back then that each time Bitcoin make the next all-time high, it has to bounce from the 50-day EMA on the weekly time frame. You see, yeah, it bounced and made the next all-time high. Yeah, it bounced all-time high. If you look at down here, it bounced and the all-time high. So are we gonna see the same bounce? So if we are gonna play on this thesis, on this theory that Bitcoin is gonna bounce from the 50 EMA before we see the next all-time high, it means we can see Bitcoin go right down to about 101,000 from where we are currently. Okay, so if we are going to $103,000, it means we can easily go to $101,000 before we bounce to let's say the next all-time high for Bitcoin. And if this is bearish, like bearish, we can go right down to $93,000 for Bitcoin. You can see I have this zone here, and this zone is based on the alpha trend zone on the daily time frame. This zone that I mark here is based on the alpha trend buy signal on the daily time. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. But this is what I'm looking at currently for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, if we go to the daily time frame, you see that the same thing is playing out here. Like the same what I mentioned is playing out here. Look at where we are. We are currently below the 200-day moving average, which is not good. If we close below it, then there's high chances we can come right down here to this liquidity here around this area here, which is going to be around $101,000. And if we zoom out, you see, you know, the move that, like the candle that caused this move to the upside was this candle, like this alpha trend printing its buy signal. Yeah, it caused this move to the upside and then to where price was for retracement. So, based on this theory or based on this strategy, whenever I see the alpha trend do something like this, I wait for pullback back to where the move started. So, this was the initial area where the move started. So, based on how I trade this strategy, I am gonna wait to like look at this area as an area of influence or area of interest, for Bitcoin. Because looking at this structure, you can see this could be an M formation here that is gonna dump right down here, and this could also mean the end of the Bitcoin bull market. Yeah, it could be the end because look, we haven't yet gone to do anything yet. Like ever since we have just been playing around here. See, nothing is really happening here. You can see clearly. So we haven't really made an all-time high. If say we have to look at like, okay, have we seen a full candle close, fully above? No, we haven't seen like a full candle close above. So this is kind of like maybe we have reached the top and now we are gonna go to test key areas below price. That's support and resistance. You can look at up here to say support for Bitcoin and down here to be the resistance for Bitcoin. So this is like the macro analysis of where price might be heading towards for Bitcoin. Okay, now let's go to the lower time frame and see what we have here, particularly on the 4 hours time frame. I want you guys to see Like if you want to be bullish again with Bitcoin, you have to begin being bullish, or you have to start being bullish on the 4 hours time frame long term. Now, what you need to see before you become bullish on this time frame? First thing, price must be above the alpha trend. So right now, price is below the alpha trend. This indicator here is the alpha trend. Price is below it. Price must flip and stay above it, and stay above it, like refuse to break below it, right? And then price should also stay above the 50-day EMA on the 4 hours time frame. If you see price do that, and like from where we are currently, right? If we see price do that and price get to this level here around 109,000, let's say, if price close above this level that I'm gonna mark here currently, let me just mark this for you. This level here, if we see, because this candle created this buy signal on the 4 hours time frame. So if we see price flip and stay above this zone, it's a buy. The target is gonna be right up here where we see this other sell signal. Yeah, this zone here. So if you're gonna be buying Bitcoin here, note that you're gonna cash out your profit up there. Okay. So this is gonna be the main zone that Bitcoin must break before we like, okay, we are back in business. For now, we are not in business. We are below the 50-day EMA on the 4 hours time frame. Anytime from now, we can keep marking downward, down, 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 down on the 4 hours time frame. So you need to understand the trend from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. What Bitcoin is doing, not only Bitcoin, your altcoin. Okay. So now dropping to the 1 hour time frame, do we have a trade yet? On this time frame. Of course, you can see price has retraced back to the 50-day moving average on the 1 hour time frame, and also above the better moving average. I have my buy order here around $108,000 for Bitcoin, and then I have another one year around 100 and yeah, 108,000 and 107,000 dollars. I have like orders there that I am waiting to fill. So before the US session open, or when the US session open, I want to see what US will do. If I see US just continue to flip the market to straight away to the upside, then I'm gonna conclude that they want to dump it again to the $104,000. But if the US begin, which will begin soon, and we see price, retrace back to these key areas, yeah, then it means we can easily continue back to the upside, you know. So I'm looking at all of this, like to be a perfect way to get in easily without any stress. So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, and like talking about some altcoins out there that we can look at. Solana is one. Solana is doing well already. I think generally today Solana will do well. If we're gonna see Bitcoin dump a little bit, let me see where we can expect Bitcoin to dump from current price action. Let's see for not Bitcoin, Ethereum, sorry, Solana. So let's see where we should expect Solana to dump to an extent. Okay, it's a little bit complicated because okay, let me take it from here instead. If I take it from here, I might get a more accurate. Okay, yeah. So we can expect price to dump around this value area low to an extent for Solana. So if you want to buy Solana, make sure you look at Solana around this price point. Yeah, this zone where the alpha trend is. It's gonna be around 102 um $182. Yeah, around this zone. So you can mark the zone for Solana. You might get a proper entry here for Solana. And talking about Ethereum, let's see whether we have an Ethereum trade here. The same thing I think is gonna play out with Ethereum. Let's see this. Yeah, gonna focus on this move for today. Then focus for today price action. Yeah, so you can see Ethereum is getting to the zone where you can buy Ethereum, but at the same time, I'm looking at this fair gap area, this fair value gap area. to mean they can easily bring price to, yeah. So I'm gonna be looking for my buy instead around this area for Ethereum. We might see sharp wick, there, then pullback. If I see pullback, like heavy pullback, then I'm gonna be looking at a buy, yeah, for Ethereum. Looking at AVNT looks so good today. It has been like on fire today on the 1 hour time frame. Look at um the the huge move to the upside, and also Asta has been doing well today. Well, the same scenario that I'm looking at with Bitcoin and the other coins is the same thing. I'm looking at Asta coin. So, guys, there's lots of coins we can trade here today. Just make sure you apply what I taught you guys about the alpha trend and the volume profile. How to use it. And again, if say you want to take advantage of all of this strategy that I teach on a daily basis, you have to join my free training session. Make sure you do that. Just go below this video. There is this link here where you're gonna register to my free training session. It's free of charge. It won't cost you anything. This is the link here. Register to my free crypto trading and investing masterclass. Here's a link, and join my free Telegram community if so you haven't yet done so. And also support the channel by using either of these exchanges to trade Bitcoin and so on and so forth. You know, and those of you who are going to be using trading with me after the session, you're going to be using Bitunics all weeks. So make sure you are registered with Bitunics weeks, even Binance. Just like Binance, Mexi, Wix, either of these exchanges that you use to register, just let me know and I'm going to add you to the trading group. Until then, guys, I think that's it for today's video. Nothing more or much to talk about other than Bitcoin and the other coins that we just mentioned today. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and see you guys the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.